So 2022 was a weird year in the world of real estate. And the question is, what is 2023 gonna bring? If you live in Plano, or if you're thinking about living in Plano, I have some news for you. My name is Matt Haistings. I'm a real estate agent in Plano, Texas, and this is your January 2023 real estate update. First, I want to talk about the latest market trends and what they mean for you, whether you're a homeowner or a seller or perhaps a buyer. And then I want to dig into the latest real estate stats. Homeowners, here's the deal. If you're not looking to sell, the current price trends aren't going to affect you. The long-term trend is up. So enjoy the ride. If you're a home seller or you're thinking about selling, that's a different story. Here's a mistake I'm seeing a lot of sellers make right now is they get really ambitious on their price and then they have to chase the market down to the actual market value. I would argue you can't underprice a house. If your house is actually priced a little below the market value, it'll probably get bid up. That's a much better scenario as a seller than to be on the market 60, 75 days, chasing the price down until you finally get somebody to bite and then they offer you less. You might say, wait a minute, what about all these sellers that are having to reduce their home price to get it sold? The reality is if you don't have an above average house, you're probably not gonna get an above average price for it. On the flip side, if you're working with a great agent, you know your house is priced right, you might need to be patient. Your home will sell. We are back to the pre-pandemic market where homes take a few weeks, even a month for them to sell. So maybe you're a buyer watching this video and you're wondering, what does this mean to me? Well, my advice to buyers is buy, buy, buy. Well, mostly. The market has cooled down sufficiently where there's a lot more choices now. A lot of people are sleepy this time of year and they're not really engaged in their home search and they're just checked out, kind of getting back in the swing for 2023. Take advantage of that time right now in January while you have a little less competition. Here's the other thing. Don't overestimate your negotiability. Buyers tend to think they have a lot more negotiability than they do. Homes are still selling relatively close to the asking price, so keep that in mind. Too many people right now are trying to time the market. People think, oh, we're gonna wait for the crash and we're gonna buy a great price. And I would posit to you this, why is the smart money on Wall Street raising even more money to invest in single family homes? They probably know something the average guy doesn't know. If the timing's right for your family and you feel like 2023 is the year to buy, my advice to you would be to connect with a great lender. Make sure you understand your financing because as rates fluctuate, so does your affordability. It's a new year. Might not have a new house. So now let's take a moment to look at the latest stats for real estate. When we look back at the sold stats for the month of December 2022, in Plano, there were 137 single family homes that sold. Yeah, that's not a lot. We did see home prices go up. The median sold price was $490 last month. Now, what are homes selling for compared to what sellers are asking? Well, the sold to list ratio last month was 98%. So it's still very healthy. Sellers are getting pretty close to what they're asking. The one thing that's changed quite a bit over the course of the last year is the time it takes to sell a house. The days on market were 32 days last month. My hypothesis is that prices are gonna be pretty stable next year, maybe go up in the 3 to 4% range. I tend to think that inflation is still gonna be in the mix. Housing is a real asset, and there's a lot of money floating around out there that's gotta go somewhere. I think a good part of it is gonna go into real estate. And the big driver of price, and really the real story overall for real estate, is inventory. Right now, going into January, going into 2023, there are 245 single family homes for sale in Plano. At the current rate of sales, that represents just 1.8 months of supply. So simply put, that's a seller's market. One of the things we saw last month was a lot of activity in the high end and luxury price points, bringing that down. So across all price points now, we're very solidly into the seller's market category. So the point here with inventory is we need to pay attention to it because where supply meets and where demand meets, that's where your price is. And so that's gonna be a big part of the trends for 2023. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Plano or the greater North Dallas area, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. To reach out to our team, you can click the pinned comment below, fill out the short information form, and we'll be in touch. In the meantime, Happy New Year.